I conjure thee, O circle of power, that thou be a meeting place of love, joy, and truth, a shield against all wickedness and evil, a boundary between the world of humans and the blessed realms of the mighty ones, a rampart and protection that shall preserve and contain the power that we shall raise within thee. Wherefore I do bless thee, and consecrate thee in the names of Kernos and Artemis. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the east, spirits of air, Archangel Raphael, I do summon, stir, and call you up to witness this rite and guard this circle. Grant us your clarity of thought. Hail and welcome. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the south, spirits of fire, Archangel Michael, I do summon, stir, and call you up to witness this rite and guard this circle. Grant us your passionate energy. Hail and welcome. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the west, spirits of water, Archangel Gabriel, I do summon, stir, and call you up to witness this rite and guard at this circle. Grant us your empathic creativity. Hail and welcome. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the north, spirits of earth, Archangel Uriel, I do summon, stir, and call you up to witness this rite and guard this circle. Grant us your resolute strength. Hail and welcome. Hail, thrice greatest Hermes, Wananan, Ganesha, Elegua. Hail, mighty ones of justice, protection, and love. Hail, Simha, Hanuman, Mangal, Muruga, Vishnu, Shiva. Hail, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Hail, Surya, Chandra, Buddha, Brihaspati, Shani, Rahum, Ketu. Hail Odin and Freya, hail Dagda and Morrigan, hail Apollo and Artemis, hail Dionysus and Themis, hail Shango, Yemaya, Orunla. Hail the great earth as maiden, mother, and crone. Hail Kernos, the great stag king of the wilds. Hail their creatures, the guardian spirits of this land, eagle, owl, salmon, otter, beaver, wolf, bear, bison, boar. Hail the 8 black Madonnas, delle Neve, di Positano, di Montevergine, della Libera, del Sacro Monte de Vigiano, incoronata di Foggia, dei poveri del Tindari. Hail even to the monotheistic Trinity, whose names have been taken in vain by your devotees, yet you yourselves remain incorruptible. We call upon all of you, mighty army, We call upon the powers of earth, air, fire, water, and plasma. We call upon the ancestors who fought to free the persecuted. We are calling upon more of you by name than we ever have before. Come now to aid us in this right. Come to the aid of our country in all of its four corners. Come to the aid of other countries who look to ours for aid, trade, and a just example of leadership that benefits all, not only some, of its citizens. Seven and a half years ago, I performed the first draft of this rite, when a dark and evil time first fell upon our land. The cancerous cult of a crude con man, a rogue who rose to rule over us, by inflaming the vilest, basest impulses of human nature. Never before had such a great work been attempted to bind him and all of his emboldened, empowered acolytes from carrying out their cruel and venal designs. Clearly unfit by anyone's measure for the highest office in the land, smug in his conflated cleverness, utterly devoid of character or integrity, as impulsive as a toddler, a cheat to those he employs, a liar who doesn't even know when he's lying, conflicts of interest too numerous to mention, never met a grift he didn't like, can't open his mouth without an insult coming out, vulgar, a known sexual predator, the puppet of a hostile country's dictator. Those of us who thought there were enough of us to stop him cold through our electoral process were devastated with existential dread as we woke up the next morning, only to find ourselves in Nazi Germany redux, yanked into a bizarro alternate reality and terrified of what was to come. How long would it be before his slavering mob came for our friends, neighbors, us? 7.5 years on, we are exhausted by Trumpschmerz, at risk of collapsing, unable to keep up the resistance for much longer, just as our election process is well underway. Even that may be hopelessly compromised by now by gerrymandering and voter suppression tactics. How ironic that our wannabe Hitler's attempted coup d'etat happened on the 21st anniversary of my mother's death, completely forgetting to observe it that year. But if she'd been alive, she would have said to the entire country, "I told you so. You knew he was a snake when you picked him up." Our country's rule of law, so carefully designed by the wisdom of our founders, has held fast in the face of the onslaught, but only just barely. We have recently seen how well it can still work, when the first ever criminal trial of a former president found him guilty by a unanimous jury of his peers of everything he was accused of in that case. He had nothing provable that could cast reasonable doubt upon the mountain of evidence against him. But now our highest court in the land, and quite possibly the worst decision since the one that declared Negroes are not people, has granted him immunity, giving him the powers of a king for all intents and purposes, on the eve, no less, of our country's celebration of the day we declared we shall have no kings. Though he is currently held in abeyance, unable to enact sweeping reforms with the stroke of a Sharpie, yet with nothing more than his mouth, his grip upon the minds of his toadies and foot soldiers continues unabated. whipping up his followers into a genocidal frenzy. He and they are nakedly transparent about what they will do to the rest of us if they get the chance again. He is not bluffing, and neither are they. All while believing that the whole reason why their lives suck is all the fault of liberals, those people competing for scarce resources whom they think don't deserve any good things, when their true enemies are the captains of industry who busted their unions and offshored their jobs. The problem they think they have is not the problem they actually have. Indeed, it seems that the supremacists are either possessed by lower astrals unleashed at the winter solstice of 2012, or else the reincarnations of roundly defeated Confederates and Nazis who have come back to finish the job they started. How else to explain why they cannot be persuaded by any logic or appeals to human compassion? Pride, greed, envy, wrath, lust, gluttony, all of the 7 deadly sins, even sloth. The sloth of ignorance, the sloth of the simple but false solution, the sloth of idolatry that insists the word of the Lord entitles devotees to subjugate and destroy others. Blacks, Native Americans, Middle Easterners, Asians, Hispanics, indeed any immigrants at all, gays, women, pagans, Buddhists, Jews, Muslims, indeed anyone who is not Christian, all of them, all of us, have become targets in the great ethnic cleansing our enemies dearly desire to wreak upon us. In the 7 years since the darkness first fell, 3 new targets have emerged. Pregnant women who are now forbidden the right to their own health care, transgender people who are forbidden the same, and any doctors, family, or friends who would aid either. Actually, make that 4 new targets. Count among them the neurodivergent, among whom I have recently discovered I am one, who often, though not always, turn out to be gender benders themselves. And as for our disabled, well, they've always faced barriers that never even occur to the able-bodied. Our history has always been one of ever-expanding enfranchisement, but now those rights are being snatched back from us. Soon, the small subsidies that sustain us in our times of need will follow if the juggernaut is not stopped. It will become illegal to even think anything in protest of injustice, let alone to speak or write it, unless you intervene. Xenophobia, homophobia, racism, misogyny, anti-intellectualism, all have once again regained the force of law, either in actual fact or stated intention. Hate crimes, media bullying, sexual assault, gun massacres, cruelty for the sake of cruelty now proliferate mostly unpunished. And those who have been brought to justice and sentenced will be pardoned and unleashed upon the populace again if their dear leader is not stopped. We know where this leads, to the disenfranchisement, enslavement, even extermination of millions of people, not because they've committed any crimes, but because of who they are. And even those who pass muster as good, straight, white, Christian men and their trad wives, soon they too will find themselves poisoned by industries liberated from regulation or government oversight. Other countries around the world where dystopia is already reality, Russia, Iran, Hungary, and now even Israel, Gaza, they are emboldened at the sight of our country's weakness. They are laughing at us. See? Even Americans are finding out that democracy doesn't work. We won't have to worry about them butting into our business for much longer. And human rights? What the hell are those? Our late-stage capitalism is now in a headlong rush toward neo-feudalism, where only a few hundred people own everything, and the rest of us reduced to mere serfs. A caste system exclusively for white, heteronormative, so-called Christian men, with liberty and justice only for them. Still other countries are shining beacons of what life could be like when governments and private enterprise actually try to do right by their people. Countries like Denmark. But Denmark is a small country, barely bigger than the state of Maryland. We could hardly all emigrate there just to have decent lives. Bernie Sanders is not just a politician, but a prophet. What the Danes have built to benefit their populace, we have to build here, ourselves, and scale it up to cover our much larger populace. But we mere humans cannot turn back the tsunami by ourselves. All of our man-made structures and laws may not be enough to protect us much longer. A legal trick of sophistry, like that spurious presidential immunity, might be all it will take to make what little democracy we still have left collapse like a house of cards. Mighty ones, we need you, all of you combined, like 20 armed Durga with 20 weapons in her hands. For we have learned of a prophecy that the past 7 years have been like a phase transition for humanity. Phase transition being the concept from chemistry by which a substance changes from one state of matter to another. That within the 400,000 year Kali Yuga, there would be a mini Satyuga, lasting 10,000 years. This would be necessary to prevent humanity from completely annihilating itself and the planet we live on. The Maharishi Mahesh Yogi predicted that the phase transition would begin when the Orange Man comes to power, and end in the year 2024, at which point the mini Satyuga would begin. So here we are, 7 years into the phase transition. The prophesied 2024 has arrived. Therefore, we redouble the effort we began 7 years ago to most fervently and urgently beseech you all, please stop the Orange Man. Stop the Trumposaurus Rex. Stop any of his followers from obeying his orders. Stop anybody else who might emulate him and emerge from his wake. Enter into their possessed minds. Break the diabolical spell upon them. Convince them of what a colossally bad idea it would be to rule with a race and gender-based, apartheid, theocratic oligarchy. Consign their bloodlust back to oblivion where it belongs, as the legendary one ring to rule them all that should never have been made was returned to and destroyed in the fires of Mount Doom. Seek out and laser the toxic evil and hate wherever it has spread, whether it has overwhelmed whole cities or lurks barely seen in tiny crannies. To the extent that their regime's resolutions would result in citizens' persecution, suffering, and impoverishment, let those measures turn against their perpetrators, fail utterly, founder like a ship on rocks. Let the false masters be their own undoing. Let them turn upon each other. Circle your wagons in a mighty shield of protection around all of our leaders who yet stand for justice, enfranchisement, equity, and compassion, holding back the flood of destruction, especially our current true President Biden, also Harris, Schiff, Pelosi, Schumer, Ocasio-Cortez, Porter, Raskin, Omar, Presley, Warren, Willis, Bragg, James, Kagan, Sotomayor, Brown-Jackson, Moore, Newsom, and many others, national, regional, local, and private citizens and jurors who have bravely exposed the truth, among them Hutchinson, Freeman, Moss, Carroll, Stormy, and our journalists who have had to become better lawyers than the lawyers and judges who have been bought and paid for. Keep all of them and their families safe and well protected from any threat, whether it be physical, legal, financial, reputational, and if any of them have been targets of psychic or demonic attack, scrub clean and heal their energy fields, shatter the parasites, and send the curses back upon those who cast them. And Hermes, we have a special request of you. Enter into the mind of President Biden, bide there, and keep his wits sharp and quick, his tongue eloquent, with ready responses to parry every attack, wise decisions to thread the thorniest of international needles, and persuasion to tout the good he has done for we the people, for as long as we need him, to stand between us and the dictator. Either that, or bring the bickering factions around him to agreement on another candidate stronger yet, fully capable to utterly defeat the demons and deliver democracy. Let the storm pass over us and leave us unharmed, as once the Israelites were spared the plagues in Egypt. If in this modern age we must again brush our door frames with lamb's blood to be so protected, we will do so. Keep our families and our homes safe, full of love, plenty, and learning. Grant safe haven to those who need it. Let friends and strangers come to our aid. Protect women and girls all around the world, ensure their justice and sovereignty. Protect all marginalized peoples, whatever their skin color, gender expression, spirituality, or ability. Dismantle the weapons of war that would otherwise exterminate whole populations in Israel, Gaza, Russia, Ukraine, and elsewhere. Indeed, make their wielders forget why they ever thought they needed them. Protect all we have, and all we require for our full functioning, from the most valuable family heirloom down to the last thumbtack and smallest mustard seed. Keep us all healthy, for we need our full strength. Preserve our legal access to life-giving food and health-promoting extracts. Preserve the rights of healers to practice. Those of us who need more than these to yet live despite debilitating disease, preserve our access to affordable medicine. Preserve our public resources we once thought were automatic, without which we would be utterly crippled. Our roads, our transports, our power lines. Let those who seek an education gain it without undue financial burden. Let those who would create art and music find patronage. Protect our land, our water, our air from those who would pollute and ransack it in the name of financial profits. Let the great Earth Mother herself prove more powerful than these. Commission the spirits of the land to render the machinery inoperable and unprofitable until it is retrofitted to minimize any harm to people and nature. Into the resulting void, let there speedily arise clean, renewable, sustainable energy generators, heartily endorsed and backed by true leaders. Bring us all to gainful employment in accordance with our true talents and affinities, including for the disabled and neurodivergent. And those who embody both sides of the generative principle in one, and those who transcend either side of the generative principle with full supports to ease their paths. Bring such even unto our enemies among the populace, for they desire it even as much as we, and being so secured, they will lose all justification for fearing or hating anyone else. Teach all of us to establish peace within our own hearts, so the people need never again look to a false prophet to allay their fears. Inspire a new generation of leaders to supplant the counterfeits, to restore our land to the rule of justice, compassion, and prosperity. Loving and mighty ones of the universe, if any provisions for our protection I have forgot to mention, in your divine wisdom see that these too are covered. By the full weaving of fate, so be it ordained. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino mighty ones of love, justice, and protection, we thank you for joining us this night and aiding us in this great work. We do not dismiss you, for that would not be possible. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the north, spirits of earth, Archangel Uriel, we thank you for guarding our circle and for your resolute strength. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the west, spirits of water, Archangel Gabriel, we thank you for guarding our circle and for your empathic creativity. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the south, spirits of fire, Archangel Michael, we thank you for guarding our circle and for your passionate energy. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell. Ye lords of the watchtowers of the east, spirits of air, Archangel Raphael, we thank you for guarding our circle and for your clarity of thought. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell. This circle is open, but shall never be broken. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet